My name is Matthew Michael Brown. I am living in San Diego, California. I'm 23 years old, and I'm an out and proud gay man. And I really believe that my story proves it does get better. I'm going to start with a story that I've barely told anyone in my life. When I was in college, I was finally coming out. It took me a really long time to realize that I was in fact gay. And as I was coming out and coming to terms with that in my college dormitory, one of the guys, a wrestler, was quite attractive to me, and I kind of developed a crush. Well, he tortured me. He knew that I liked him, and he knew that I was struggling with my sexuality, and he would come out of the shower and flash me or tease me and little things. At first, it wasn't the worst things in the world. I'd endured much worse, my whole life, but finally one day, he took it to the next level, and he wrestled me down in front of everyone in the entire dorm in the main lobby, and people started coming in and laughing and gathering around and watching as he pinned me to the ground and started stripping me. And as he did this, more and more people came, more and more people laughed, and when I was in my underwear, they started pointing out my weight, laughing at how fat I was or how big my nipples were, and they started pulling out pieces of paper and rulers and anything they could find to laugh and measure different parts of me. And it was the single most humiliating experience of my life, and it wouldn't have happened if I were not gay, if I didn't have a crush on him. And I feel that's kind of an important moment in my life where I realized it sucks to be different. And maybe that's not the worst thing that anyone's experienced, but it was the worst thing I had experienced. And growing up wasn't a walk in the park. I was always wearing dresses as a kid, and my mom knew I was different. I played with dolls. Going to elementary school, I was teased my whole life for being fat and for being gay, and I didn't understand why I was so, not liked, but there it was. And in middle school, I remember the first time I got a yearbook. They ruined it because one of the kids in class wrote, have a great summer, try not to be such a fag next year. And I was so humiliated, I took a gold pen and I scribbled over it with a brain because I knew my mom would make me show her, the yearbook. And I told her, look, they think I'm too smart. Try not to be such a brain next year. But, things like that, they add up. In high school, it didn't get any better. I'd never been kissed. I still wasn't liked. I was overweight. And on my swim team, my locker room buddies were not nice. One came up to me one day after a science test saying he got an A-. How did I do? I told him I got an A. All I did was study. And he said, well, I came to rub it in your face, but since you did well, whatever. At least I still have 1, a car, 2, a girlfriend, 3, a job, and 4, the A-. Bet you only have one of those. Fat ass. Oh, and you're a faggot. I was taken aback. It hurt, It wasn't going to stop. Through college, as I said, it was really hard coming out. It was really hard breaking through those barriers. But it did get better. And it's continuing to get better. And honestly, one day, I met a guy who really made me realize what love was. Look.
I love you, sweetie.
I keep this. It's from years ago, but it reminds me that even for 2 years, I found real, genuine love. Real love that made my heart flutter, and it was worth it. All those years of abuse. If I'm gay, I can't back down from that because I won't back down from love, and that's ultimately what being gay is. It's just the kind of person I'm going to ultimately love. And I learned right there and then when I fell in love with Ryan that I was going to fight for it. I was going to fight for my right to love and my right to happiness. And I hope everyone out there realizes that, maybe you haven't found love yet. Maybe you haven't found that reason to fight yet. Maybe everything is getting you down, but love is out there, and it's absolutely worth fighting for. And that kind of love, that kind of power that has come over me has taken me to the most amazing places. I lost weight, I got healthy, I moved to San Diego and, embraced everything I had. I got into UC Berkeley. I did really well in school because I tried, and I used all that hate that I'd ever felt in my life to to prove them wrong. I used all of that and made myself better. I learned from it. Yeah, coming out was the hardest thing that I'd ever done, and it cost me my chance at becoming a business major at Berkeley because I spent 2 years struggling with it. Yeah, it did cost me that. But because of that, I ended up in sociology. I learned about people, and I learned what people meant to me and how I can help the world and make it a better place. Now I'm an activist. I have been voted Mr. Gay San Diego 2010. I won the local Nicky Award for Best Political Activist, which was a dream come true, and I've been really rewarded in my life. My mother has never been more proud of me. My father thinks I'm incredible, and I've proven to high schoolers, my elementary schoolers, my middle schoolers, all the people that told me I couldn't do it. I came back and I showed them, look, I'm capable of so much, and I am capable of love, and I'm going to fight for it. I'm not going to say that life is always going to be easy, or that I've never had doubts myself about whether life's really worth living. But I've given life a chance, and it's proven to me that it really is worth living. If not for love, for accomplishments, for fun, for smiles, for whatever cheesy thing you can come up with. I mean, it's all out there, and each of us has something we want or desire, and I'll tell you from the bottom of my heart and from all the experiences I've ever had, nothing is better, nothing is sweeter than accomplishing something and feeling it right there in the moment and being able to reflect on everything it took to get there. When you stand there accomplished, when you're finally a winner in something, or standing in a place you've always wanted to be and you've had to fight for it, it's so much better. And you can't know that you're going to get there because that would defeat the purpose. Because if you knew you were going to get there and you got there, well, it would just be expected. So you have to take the bad because ultimately that's what makes the good so great. And I've had that experience, and I can only say to everyone else out there, please don't give up on that experience. It gets better. It really, really gets better. It got better for me, and I know it will get better for you. It's just about wanting it. It's just about sticking around and waiting till life gives you the right card. And when it does, go for it. Embrace yourself, embrace everything you've ever wanted, and go for it. That's what life's about. And I love you all too much for you to miss out on any of that. Seriously, from the bottom of my heart to anyone and everyone watching this, I love you.